A wildfire raging north of Randolph since late Friday has been 50% contained, according to estimates from fire officials in Pottawatomie County. The large fire, which threatened structures Saturday north of Tuttle Creek Lake, spread rapidly Sunday, fueled by more strong winds pushing the blaze north and east of the areas around Cleburne and Shannon Creek roads. No injuries were reported and no livestock have been lost. Several homes in the area had to be evacuated on Sunday. That notice was lifted just before 8 o'clock. Crews plan to be back out today to check hotspots. Riley County officials have been actively fighting the Axelton Hill Road fire, getting help from numerous agencies, including Kansas Forest Service, the National Guard, and Kansas Wildlife and Parks personnel. Public Information Officer Vivian Leyva tells KMAN that several backburns had to be set in an effort to save homes in that area.
It's hard to tell. Having those winds calm down a bit will certainly provide some relief. There's a lot of fuel to be burned in that area, a lot of dry fuel available.
At least one house was destroyed by fire Saturday, but officials in both counties confirmed no additional structure loss on Sunday. A disaster emergency declaration was signed Saturday by Riley County Commission Chair John Ford, opening access to additional resources that have included Black Hawk helicopters grabbing water from Tuttle Creek Lake to dump onto those fires. The forecast for today includes much calmer winds from the west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. State lawmakers are struggling to overcome political divisions that have prevented residents from seeing major income tax cuts over the past 2 years, even as other states have slashed their income tax rates. The legislature approved a bill early Saturday morning that would cut income, sales, and property taxes by more than $1.5 billion over 3 years. Statements from Governor Laura Kelly earlier in the week and from a top aide Friday night suggested that she might veto the plan. It wasn't clear supporters would have the two-thirds majorities in both chambers needed to override such an action. Most Republicans backed the plan, but Democrats were split. The Riley County Health Department will seek additional funds from the state of Kansas to allow its program coordinator for supporting drug-endangered children to increase her weekly hours. County commissioners agreed last Thursday to allow the Health Department Administrator, Julie Gibbs, to seek additional funds from KDHE to increase those hours from 16 to 25 per week. Gibbs says they've learned more time is needed to meet all the health department's goals, something she says comes with the new position and a new grant. Health educator and accreditation coordinator Shanika Rose supervises that position. She says the grants will go through the end of next year and says they're hopeful to continue funding that role.
So the actual grant ends December 31st of 2025. What we're hoping to do when we do our strategic planning is that we have some strong coalitions in our community that do receive federal grant money that can sustain this past that. So we're looking to partner with them because the work needs to continue even if the position doesn't.
The county is asking KDHE for enough grant funding to cover the 9 additional hours plus part-time benefits, which brings the total ask to just under $26,000. Changes could be in store for the Riley County School Board's policy on fraud prevention and investigation after it moved last week to pay an outside investigator for an alleged Kansas Open Meetings Act violation in late December. The results of that investigation are still pending, according to the USD 378 board attorney Peter Rombold. The board voted 4-1 Thursday to pay its $1,824 bill to Ness County Sheriff Brandon Mitchell after the board voted against paying the bill in February, stating that the board president didn't follow proper procedure in hiring him to investigate fellow board members. Board Vice President James Greer has defended Brown's actions from the start. He read from a Kansas Supreme Court ruling last Thursday regarding private individuals seeking relief and actions for an injunction.
If a private individual has standing, it stands to reason that a member of the school board allegedly affected by the coma violation certainly has at least as much standing as would a patron of the school district.
Board member Shane Eslett voted against the payment, stating he was unsure the proper steps were followed as listed in board policy. Board President Samantha Brown spoke at last Thursday's meeting, saying she followed the current policy, even agreeing it could be changed for clarity.
And so going forward, I think that policy should change. I think there should be steps, and I think there should be a limit, an amount that says if you're going to do that, you can't spend more than X dollars. And so that's what I think. However, what we have in front of us is the policy we have.
New documents obtained recently by the Manhattan Mercury show the former superintendent in that district, Cliff Williams, will receive a hefty payment from 378. He'll be paid his regular salary plus benefits through the end of the calendar year in exchange for his resignation. The separation and release agreement between the two parties says the district agreed to pay Williams an annual salary rate just under $130,000, plus benefits and capers contributions between March 1st and June 30th. The district will provide a direct deposit on July 1st equal to salary and benefits at the same pay rate through December 31st, including an additional 10 vacation days and 1 personal day. The district will also pay $13,500 in lieu of monthly health insurance benefits. Additionally, Williams was to receive a payout totaling over $23,000 for accrued vacation time and close to $1,200 for accrued personal leave by March 27th. The agreement states the payments, quote, constitute both lost salary and non-economic damages to Williams' reputation and professional future.
Good morning, I'm Troy Coverdale with your sports headlines as K-Man's Morning News continues this Friday morning. After dropping 2 of 3 against Texas last weekend and rebounding with a win at Missouri State at midweek, K-State continues its road swing, trying to regain an edge in conference play when facing UCF. The Knights bring a 19-7 mark into action. They cracked the top 25 this week, but are out to a 6-6 start in Big 12 play to date. The Wildcats at 19-8 overall sit a game back of Oklahoma in conference play at 6-3. Right-hander Josh Winthrop gets the start in the series opener tonight for K-State. Right-hander Ben Vespi will go for the Knights, with coverage beginning this evening at 4:30 on News Radio KMAN. First pitch is just after 5 o'clock. Junior second baseman Brady Day becomes just the third Wildcat in school history to make USA Baseball's Golden Spikes Award mid-season watch list. The award, presented annually during the College World Series, goes to the nation's top amateur player. After sweeping a doubleheader from Abilene earlier in the week, Rock Creek softball hits the road for a pair of games at Concordia today. Tuesday's wins pushed Coach Jerry Brummett to 300 in her career.
It's a great accomplishment, and it's a milestone that people bring to light, but it's really just a number, and the number that carries with me probably resonates more is the number of young people that I've been able to be around and pour into. So it's more about the people than the number there, but it's a good accomplishment. I feel proud to have done it.
Her Mustangs are out to a 6-2 start heading into today's matchups.
We have a really strong group of seniors that are leading right now. We have 33 kids. We have a lot of great kids and a lot of talent. We're on a three-peat for the state tournament, which is the summit of where you want to be, and I like our chances.
Also today, Wamego is to visit Lawrence Free State for a pair of contests. The Red Raider baseball team will travel to Junction City to meet the Blue Jays today. In track and field, Riley County plays host to an event today that will include a number of area teams. Manhattan's track and field team travels to Olathe North today. And on the docket tomorrow, Manhattan High Baseball will play host to Olathe Northwest. In soccer, yesterday, Manhattan dropped a 2-0 decision to Washburn Rural. That marks their Centennial League mark at 1-1. The Indians, 3-2-1 overall on the year, play host to Hayes on Saturday. Manhattan High's golf team won the Washburn Rural meet, hosted at Wamego Country Club yesterday. Gage Hull and Tate Reed finished 5th and 6th respectively at 7 over for the Indians. Jackson Powers was 1 shot behind them, finishing 8th, and Owen Cant finished 10th, also with a 10 over. Nelson Velasquez and MJ Melendez each homered and drove in 2 as the Royals took a 10-1 win over the Chicago White Sox. Velasquez opened the scoring in the first.
1 ball, 1 strike with 1 on, 1 out, and a line shot into left field for a hit. Left fielder gets to it in a hurry, going to try to score at the plate. Good throw will get him, but the throw a little bit toward the first base line and safe was MJ Melendez. So good base running, aggressive base running by MJ Melendez, allowing the Royals to take a 1-0 lead on the RBI single by Nelson Velasquez.
Velasquez would then follow it up with a solo blast in the 4th.
Payoff pitch to Velasquez. And he hits it high in the air. Deep left field. Benintendi turns, watches it fly. Splash! Nelson Velasquez tees off for his 2nd home run of the season. He puts it right in the fountains behind the left center field seats. And it's 2-0 Royals in the bottom of the 4th.
Seth Lugo allowed 1 run on 8 hits over 6 2/3 for his first win with the Royals, aided by his defense. They turned a trio of double plays on the night, and right fielder Hunter Renfroe threw out a potential tying run at the plate in the 6th. before Kansas City broke the game open with 8 runs in the 7th. Same two teams at it tonight, 6:40 for the first pitch this evening in Kansas City. K-State's Gabby Gregory has been selected to play in the Women's College All-Star Game, to be contested in Cleveland at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon and televised on ESPN2. Gregory was named a 2024 All-Big 12 Honorable Mention recipient after averaging just under 10 points per game this season while establishing a career high for assists with 114. The Reese's Men's College All-Star Game takes place today. That includes Tyler Perry of the K-State men's basketball team. They'll tip off just after 4:30. Eric Musselman has been hired as Southern California's men's basketball coach. He replaces Andy Enfield, who left for the same job at Southern Methodist on Monday. Musselman spent the last 5 years at Arkansas, where he led the Razorbacks to 3 NCAA tournament appearances, including the Elite Eight twice. The Final Four on the women's side tonight on the docket, as South Carolina will match up with NC State and UConn battles Iowa. Tomorrow, coverage presented at 2 o'clock by Booth Creek Wagyu as we get you set for UConn to match up with Alabama and NC State to tangle with Purdue. K-State baseball tonight here on News Radio KMAN. Our coverage getting underway at 4:30 as the Cats take on UCF in the opener of a 3-game series on the East Coast. The Game, a shortened version, gets underway at 4 today here on KMAN.